Hey everybody, it's Aaronator here, and we got our 16th episode of our Detroit Red Wings GM mode commentary here on ep.16, and I'm just gonna say, guys, make sure you go check out the last episode because that was the Stanley Cup Finals, and I'm gonna say, spoiler alert right now, if you didn't see it, we won the Stanley Cup. The Detroit Red Wings, after I believe it was since that was the year to 2017, it's been about almost 10 years, 9 years since the Red Wings last cup. And I think that's impressive that we were able to, with these veterans and these youngsters, we had the roster and we just pulled it together, got that chemistry, and we were able to pull out a win. What was the series? It was like a 4-1, 4-2? I can't even remember. 4-1 or 4-2 series against the Nashville. Wait, was it even a... You know what? I can't remember. I know it was a good series. That's all I know. And it was against the Nashville Predators, and we were able to score, which is the big thing. But here, we got a couple things we got to go over into the offseason. It's a matter of these veterans, top three veterans here, Datsuk, Zetterberg, and Cromwell. All of these guys going to retire. And if they don't, a guy like Datsuk, do we re-sign him? We'll probably end up re-signing him if he doesn't retire. But do we trade any of these guys? That's a big thing. And I think just because of how good they are for our team and how much of a big part they have, I say let's not trade them. Let them run out their contracts, or like retire whenever, and we can just keep them in and let the youngsters grow into their spots. But a couple big signings we're gonna have to deal with. Also Thomas Tatar, I believe, and then that's pretty much it for UFAs aside from Datsuk. But then in the system we have, or I guess they were in our roster, but Athanasio, Yurko, and Ouellette, a couple other guys, Sproul, 24, he'll be coming up to the NHL. We got to find rooms for some of these guys and make sure we have the cap space. So one thing that I'm also considering, which you guys can let me know in the next episode, maybe we may even do it now, but Jimmy Howard, should we trade him? I think this guy is the only guy I'd consider trading at this point, just because of his cap hit. And I mean, right now, I'd like to have this goaltending tandem going into next season, but if we need the cap space, we can move them. Obviously, with Datsuk moving his contract down, or if he retires, then we'll have to decide based on that. But yeah. So going into the draft, we're gonna have to have an open mind for all positions. I think the one thing that we really need to work on is like depth-wise is our defense, but we also need to find that first line center, whether it's Dylan Larkin, Athanasio, or we gotta go trade for one or draft one. And that would probably be a playmaker, which we could make Larkin a playmaker because that's probably what he could even be. But, I mean, honestly, either way, we just got to find that center. We have a lot of depth centers, but we need that one stud center. So we'll have to look into that for the future as Datsuk and Zetterberg retire. So the one thing I wanted to show you guys was the awards, I believe. So Stat Central, I think is where it is. Awards. There you go. So we'll check out all the awards. Detroit Red Wings, Lightning, Predators, and Prince of Wales, Detroit Red Wings. So that was the final. The President's Trophy went to Tampa Bay, and we were able to take them down in the first round. That was nice. Yeah, I already showed those trophies, but we'll get into all these trophies here. Art Ross Trophy goes to Vladimir Tarasenko. Hart Memorial goes to Vladimir Tarasenko, so he must have had a good year, obviously. James Norris goes to Erik Karlsson, so obviously it's not about your defensive skills, it's just about how good of a defenseman you are. Offensively, I guess. I don't know. Lady Byng Memorial, Vladimir Tarasenko. Holy moly, Tarasenko taking home that hardware. Calder Memorial Trophy goes to, I was going to say Malcolm Dalcall, but it's not. It's Michael Dalcall. Conn Smythe Trophy obviously goes to Mrazek for his great performance in the playoffs. So you know what? I have to say that could be one reason why we may want to go with Howard and just have a backup that's not Howard, so then we can have some cap space. Vezina Trophy, something that Mrazek will have his eye on in the next couple of years, probably. It goes to Steve Mason. William M. Jennings goes to only Jonathan Bernier, so Toronto, basically, which is kind of surprising this early on in the GM mode. Bill Masterton goes to Jared Tenorti. Frank J. Selke goes to Sidney Crosby, so he takes it away from Bergeron. That's kind of surprising, but... Ted Lindsay Award goes to Vladimir Tarasenko, and Maurice Richard goes to Vladimir Tarasenko, second year in a row. So Tarasenko taking home, 5 trophies? 5 different trophies, including points and most amount of goals and points. That's crazy. Calder Cup goes to Hershey Bears. I'll just show you all these stuff because I don't know. These are just champions of their divisions, and then I believe conference trophies at the end. Yeah, so it was Milwaukee and Hershey, and then regular season Manitoba Moose, former Canucks AHL affiliate. Fabry wins most points. Ehlers gets most MVP. Most goals, Connor Brown, and outstanding rookie, defenseman, best goalie, valuable member in the Calder playoffs. So DeCanic, I believe he's a goalie. Yeah, dedication, involvement in community, and lowest goals against average and stuff. So there you go. That was that. I guess I got to go back to NHL. There you go. So let's go straight and sim to the draft, and this will be the deciding factor. Is Datsuk and Zetterberg or Kronwall going to retire, or will we see some more surprising ones like Ott or Howard? Trading block. Okay, so yeah, I'm okay with leaving Howard on there. So let's just. I don't want to put these on here. I'll just keep Howard on, and I'll put in some draft picks and stuff. We can do that. I was gonna say I could try Dat or Kronwall or something, but that's okay. Things we want, these kind of positions. No, we want draft picks. I wouldn't mind a first round pick for this year. Yeah, just if anybody comes at us like that. Okay, so we couldn't pin any players from before. Hossa, Datsuk has retired. Hennickstein, Sharp. So yeah, Datsuk's retired. I'm not surprised about that. He ends his career in Detroit with a Stanley Cup ring, or at least another one. That's nice. View contracts. So I don't usually, it only shows the really big players, but let's just double check. So Zetterberg, I think I saw, and Cromwell are still back. So Datsuk will retire, but we still got two other of our star players. So the Super Swedes, Nyquist and Zetterberg, can continue to play for the next season, along with Kronwall. There you go. So, guys, let's just get right into the draft and see what happens. Okay, so Buffalo gets the first overall pick. I don't know if I want to really necessarily trade for a top draft pick. 16 is where we're at. Oh, no, I think we traded. We must have traded that pick for that pick or something. Yeah, because we have the 30th. I don't know. I guess this was from a different team, but okay. So we can move up and see if we can get a top guy. But this is year 2, so Nolan Patrick, Stuart Skinner, a couple goalies. So you know what? I think I'm just gonna keep my draft picks, and I think Howard can stay with the team. So yeah, Nolan Patrick, top 6, Comtois, Stuart Skinner. There you go. Ian Scott. And Rasmussen. So it looks like it has fallen off after the first 4 picks already to about 4 yellow stars. And honestly, yeah, we're probably going to go for a defenseman, I'd say. Oops. No. And possibly after a defenseman, maybe a center. So those are probably what I'm looking for. I'm hoping we can get stuff like this. There's a goalie there. Yeah, after what Merzlik did, I may only go after like maybe a depth goalie in the later rounds, basically, because we really like Merzlik's set. He's our goalie of the future. Once we sign him long term after his short little bridge contract, we should be good. So let's see. XOB, Afinogenov, those are the guys we know most about. Let's see this guy, 2-way defender. Overall stats, he looks really well. Left-handed. Big defenseman. You know what? I like him. Although he's high or exact top 6, it can always, for some reason in this game, I've noticed it can change. So you know what? I like his stats. Let's go with XOB. Okay, so he's a medium top 6, so it would be a solid pick. That's okay. Suzuki, Holt. Sim to user pick. Let's just go right into this one. Any other picks? Zadorov, the goalie. Viliadari, I believe in real life he's supposed to be pretty good, like a top-notch pick, but yeah, that could have been interesting, center playmaker, but we should be okay. 30th overall pick, this is where we could go for a center maybe, or another defenseman. So let's see what we got. Offensive defenseman, center playmaker, defenseman, power forwards, some playmakers here. So let's check out this guy, Mateos, solid. Goddard, any Yamamoto. What's this guy? Burned beer. Yeah, Nathan would want me to get that. He's German. Right-handed Swedish offensive defenseman. That sounds something that Red Wings might go after, and we gotta really watch this. Ooh, top 9 power forward Ponorovsky looks solid. I mean, we want to keep that continuous role of good drafting for the Red Wings, right? So, whatever looks the best for us. I'd say right now, let's just see what there is potential wise. Any exact? What are our top exact ones down here? And that'll be it after these ones. So we really don't have much scouted. Any goalies? I feel like goalies is something we scouted a bit. I guess not. Okay, so it's probably going to be, again, like I said, a defenseman or a center. So Mateos is looking like something we should go after. I wouldn't mind a right-handed defenseman, and this Silvegard. You know what? Let's continue it. Let's continue with the Super Swedes. Right-handed Matthias Silvegard. Maybe that wouldn't be the greatest. I don't know. I mean, I don't want to spend too much time here. Mateos. You know what? I think let's go with Silverguard. I was worried there that it glitched. Let's see what it was. And we got, okay, medium top 6. So that's good. That's a nice pick. That's a solid pick. I'm okay with that. Keel Fleury, Mateos. Okay, so yeah, we got the better pick there instead of Mateos. That's good. Let's just continue on here. I don't know if we have a second round pick, but we can continue looking. Any top-notch players? Any elites? So Bayer wasn't that great. And yeah, that's pretty much it. Yeah, there's not much there. So we got a solid pick in Silverguard, honestly. So Red Wings will continue their trend of pretty decent picks. Let's go and I think I want to get a center here if possible. Unless there's no centers available that are looking good, then I'll get. Yeah, there's 5 centers here, so I'll probably just take one of these because there's not really anybody else. 18, Sasha. I don't even know how to say that. Oh my gosh, what's up with all these insane names? Is there anybody we know of? Patterson and Robin Salo, Finnish defenseman. I'd like to get a defensive defenseman. Yo, this guy, Scott Bellamy, 20 years old. He looks really solid. You know what? I'm going to take a chance here. Let's go with Bellamy. Center playmaker. Come on. And we get low bottom 6. Okay, so that's not the greatest pick. It wasn't like AHL. But, yep, that's okay. So there's some other guys, medium bottom 6, Chmelski, whatever, that we could have got, but that's okay. I mean, this isn't basically the year that we need to go all out drafting, because I mean, we do have a lot of youngsters coming up anyways. So whatever we draft, we draft. We don't always have to sign. Oh my gosh, I hate how slow this is right now. Come on, there you go. Maybe get another center. Nordgren. He looks solid. That defenseman, Jersna, right-handed. Salo. I feel like I'm inclined to get Salo. You know what? I'm going to get Salo. The two-way defenseman. So that wasn't the greatest pick. Hopefully that, what's the guy's name? I hope he's still there. The center playmaker. Looks like he is. I think. I may be wrong, but, or no, the two-way forward, Jorgen. The two-way forward. Let's see. Is he still there? Nordgren, yep. Exact bottom 6. So we'll go check out what he is, and then because it's getting into the later rounds, and I believe the earlier drafts with these kind of players. Oh my gosh, that was a solid pick. Top 9 forward, nice. Yeah, maybe I should continue. I'll continue, but I mean, if I don't see anything, I'm gonna just sim entire draft, and it'll almost be like I got my assistant scouts to say like, boom, go pick your players. I don't have anything else to draft. So let's double check this. If there's no one else that I can see, then I'll just leave it and we'll look into getting some other guys. But there's some defensive defensemen here, so I think I'd like to get one of these. Left-handed, right wing two-way forward, and Mikola looks a bit bigger. I like Mikola, so let's go with him. Let's see what we get with that pick. If it's a bad pick, then I'm just gonna sim entire draft from now on. That wasn't great, but you know what? I'm just gonna sim entire draft because the last 3 rounds, whatever. That wasn't a very good last pick. Low bottom 6 AHL forward or something. But you know what? That's okay because you know what? We just won the Stanley Cup. I think we can just focus on celebrating on that. So let's see. What did we draft here? So a couple other guys, Nordgren and Bellamy. I wanted to check. And also one thing, guys, I just noticed him. Sheahan, I'm not trading him because I don't know if he would be tradable with his overall being down due to morale. But if you look at his playoff stats for when he did play, obviously we can eventually trade him. I'll give him another chance. But if you look at this, he was a +10 during the playoffs, so he was solid for us. So I'm just gonna leave him and hope that his morale goes back up. It should. I don't see why it would just stay down there. Let's see what we got. Not too many studs. Solid depth picks, though. Definitely. Creef, Mikola. There you go. Okay. So, we're gonna... You know what? Yeah, I think we can keep on going. We'll make all of our signings here. You know what? I'll skip all of these. Or I'll make the really big signings right now. And one of those is Thomas Tatar. So I'll do the really big signings and then I'll leave the rest. So Tatar, he wants $6 million for 5 years, and we don't really have any other left wings coming up too much. So you know what? Let's look at how many years do we have for a guy like Sheahan has about 3 years. Applicator has that really big contract. I think Sheahan's really the one. And DeKaiser. 1, 2, 3. So same with Erickson. Goalies. 1 after this. So you know what? Yeah, let's give him. Let's work on this. 5 years to 31. I think 31's good. So let's see if we can get him for 5.5. I'd like to see if we can get him for a cheap deal. That'd be nice. But if we can't, that's okay. Okay, so any other ones? Let's go with the prospects. Thomas Yurko. Let's see what we got. Oh, man. He wants money in a bit. Oh, ho, ho. 2 years? Is he worth it? 2 years, 3 years? I think we can go 3 years. Let's see if we can get him for 3 years at like 3.7. 3.6. 65. There you go. 3.65 for 3 years. Defenseman. I know we have Ouellet. This is going to be a big contract. Oh, yeah. Good news is it looks like he'll progress to be a very good defenseman. So, being a top 4 defenseman now on this team, and us being able to pay him money, I think 3 years is good. And let's try and give him the same as Yurko. There you go. Smith, Sproul. We got to sign Sproul. 3 years. Yeah, it doesn't look like he's going to turn out too much of, like, insanity. But I do... I don't mind giving him 3 years, but the thing is, if we sign him, I don't... You know what? He's solid for us, and... I haven't seen him. So I don't know. But you know what? I'm okay with giving him a 3-year deal. At $2 million. He's not proven, so if he wants to go a lower term, then we can, but maybe not. Smith, right wings. yeah, so I'm gonna finish up. I'm gonna keep on going, and then I'll show you what our team looks like at the end. Okay, guys, we are back, and here are all the guys who have signed here back on the team. So it looks like Tatar has signed, obviously, for his deal. I'm quite pleased with how you view me compared to my teammates in my position. So I'm guessing that he feels that we gave him a good amount of money and that he deserved, and for his level of play that he contributes, he deserved it. So that's good. Thomas Yurko, so he's all good with that. It looks like Glendenning has rejected, unfortunately, so we're gonna have to look at that. Steve Ott, the legend himself, has agreed to a 1-year deal at about 1.75. Callahan is back for a 2-year deal, and Ouellette signed, Athanasios signed, Sproul has not signed, so we have a couple things we have to look at. A couple of big guys that we want back on our team, with only 2.9 million in cap space. So it looks like we actually may have a problem with Glendenning not being able to come back, and that is something I very much want to see him come back. So we will have to look at that. If we look at defense, Sproul is an RFA, so I will qualify him, because I do want to re-sign him. So that will come with the trading of Jimmy Howard. I've decided is what we definitely need to do to help this franchise compete in the next coming years. And Shahan's contract could be moved if we need to, as well as Eriksson. Eriksson's probably the next guy I'd trade. Green will be leaving soon as well, but we can also re-sign him. But Eriksson, at his age at 33, with that cap hit, we'd like to probably move that out with all these younger guys coming in. So yeah, we have about 7 defensemen. Smith wanted like almost 4 million. There was just no way I could do that for him being a number 6 defenseman. Although he was basically a number 5 defenseman maybe for us, and he was really solid during the playoffs and the regular season. Unfortunately, he wanted a lot, so you know what? He's just got to go. But Glendenning is definitely a guy we want to look at re-signing. So let's maybe look at this. So Glendenning, is it possible? I guess 3 years, 1 year. Let's look at signing you for 1 year, because right now we are having a bit of troubles. If you can do this, we'll give you what you want for the 1 year. If you can work with us here. We would like to get you back, but unfortunately we're a bit against the cap, so we just need you to work with us. We can give you that long-term contract in a bit. Yes, there you go. So Glendenning is back for a 1-year deal. Sproul being tendered to a contract means that we can re-sign him eventually around 2 million, but right now we just gotta wait for our opportunity to trade him, what's his name? But yeah, see, as you can see, we do not have the cap available to sign him at the moment. So that will come with the trade of either Howard and or Eriksson. So that's what I'm going to ask you guys as we sim up to this free agency. Who should we trade? Because if we want Sproul, we have to trade someone. So we have 4 guys that I'm willing to trade, and I think I'll tell you in order who I would trade. Here, as I exit the trading block. I did exit Howard there, and that is okay. Don't worry. We can put him on. We can actually put we can put almost all the players that we're willing to trade. The 4 players that I was willing to trade were possibly Shahan, but I think I'm gonna say no for now. Adblicator, just because of that long contract that's gonna go till he's around 36 or 37, and then Eriksson and Howard. So which one of the 4 guys would you like to see leave this organization? I think Mike Green. I'm not a big fan of him, but you know what? In our depth lineups, if he's on the bottom lines, he can help out depth wise, but then he can give him the power play time as well, and he'll be happy. So let me know, guys, what you think. I'd like to keep our defensive core together. With all the forwards we have, I could see us getting rid of either Shahan or Adblicator, which I don't really want to do either of them because they are both really solid. And then Jimmy Howard also, that would mean we have to sign a goalie. So we can do it based off of what we see in free agency this year, and we have, of course, Victor Hedman, Tyler Johnson, all both coming from Tampa Bay. They want big money. That's not going to happen if we wanted to sign them. Sproul is there, but don't worry, we'll get him. Smith, teams want him, so yeah. See, if you look at this, 4.125. Yeah, there's no way that we're going to be able to sign him. So I'll go through these free agency. You can pause the video if there's anybody you think. Maybe we need a guy like Fiddler, get those more depth guys like Ott to score us those key goals. Yeah, but you guys can let me know what you think. If we just stop here for a second. If we go roll like this, we should be able, like, we can find even Sandarelli for a depth deal if we wanted to get a depth guy. You look at overalls, like, these guys is what their rules are, and just because of low morale, they've dropped down. Fourth liners exception is the exception. It'll be interesting if we look at defense. What do we have here? So top six, Jamie McBain, top 6, Lindholm. So this is something I learned that is interesting. If their morale is down like this, you could sign them, and then they can go back to their original overall. So that's something that could help us out if we wanted to find someone in the future. But let's look at this. So we got Ben Bishop, and we got Ryan Miller. So, and we got Neuvirth. So honestly, if we're going to sign a backup, I think Neuvirth would be perfect. His role is a backup. He's 29. This is how much money he wants for 2 years. We go with Grice in the end. I mean, we got a couple guys here. Hellberg, Pascale. Younger guys. Poulin, Nielsen, Hutton, Emery, Markstrom. If we want to, we could get a goalie in the trade. We can bring up Coro and then get a minor goalie or something. Maybe a prospect goalie. Is there anything there? Yeah, a couple guys, lower potential. I mean, we can get one of these if we want to. Potential wise, I just want to check players. Korostelov. Do you guys want to see us go after Korostelov? I wouldn't mind doing that. It's like one of those depth free agents that just didn't want to go to his team. At points. So, is there anybody that we want to go after? I mean, Spencer, this one's interesting. Right-handed defensive defenseman. So we can go after Matt Spencer. I would only go after one prospect. So I'm okay with going after either Korostelov, Estefan looks interesting, and or Spencer. So let me know what you want to see there. Garland, also. So let me know there. Let me know which goalie we should get. What should we do? Trade for a goalie in the Howard trade? If not, maybe we want to keep Howard, have that tandem, and then get a different guy. Is there anybody you want to see me sign? Anybody you want to see me trade for? Who do you want to see me trade? Let me know, guys. I need your help. This is a big thing that this will basically turn our franchise. We're in a bit of a transitioning phase. At the same time, we just came off a Stanley Cup championship, and I'd like to try and defend our Stanley Cup. So what would make our team? What trade would help our team cap-wise, and what can we replace so then we don't lose it that much and we can have our younger guys step in? What do I need to do, guys? Hope you guys enjoyed. Make sure you hit that like button. Make sure you're subscribed, as always. Anyways, and I'll see you guys in the next episode.